Happy Thursday, Popcorn Planet here. So happy to be with you tonight. See so many amazing people in the chat. As always, I see my man Marcus. How you doing, dude? Tony, Adrian, Quinn, Mike over at Rogue Comics, James, Paul, Steve, Rodney, Matthew. Thank you guys for being here early. Think Free. I see you there with the fire. This is going to be fire tonight. Cameron, Lewis is in the building, already in the chat in here. Eric, Denbo, Slice. Eric, Cameron, guys, thank you so much for all of you. Sorry, there's even more, but let's do some appreciation night. All these amazing fans. You guys have made this channel what it is. I'm so grateful for you. So thank you for being here. Let's have some fun tonight, shall we? We're going to talk about what you guys want to talk about. We're going to talk about this channel a little bit later in the show during the members only portion, which I'm going to explain a little bit. But I'm so excited to have you guys here and chat with me, hang out with us tonight. I'm so happy to have two of my buds here. Adon, Lewis, welcome back to the show. Always good to see you. Cheers to you both. How you doing? Adon, we'll start with you. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. As I told you earlier, I just had a little bit of sinus flu. Nothing to worry about, but I am actually back in the picture doing my video editing. So I'm going to have some stuff out. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun times. I'm looking forward to tonight.
Love it. I'm excited to see. Check out Nerd Tots if you haven't already. Lewis, my man, how are you doing?
Very good. Getting ready for dinner. I'm going to be on with you a little bit. And then there's going to be a big night tonight. WandaVision hits tonight. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great show here on Popcorn Planet. Topped off by WandaVision on Disney Plus. It's going to be a great time to be a nerd.
Going to be a great time to be a nerd. And speaking of nerds, I'm so happy to have a nerd who just joined. We need a round of applause. Throw those planets up in the air. Maximilian, welcome to the Popcorn Planeteers. Woo! Guys, I can't do it without you. And I'm starting to do some planning behind the scenes to really amp up the benefits of being a member and really just the benefits of joining this community more officially. So stay tuned. And I want to get some of your thoughts, but I plan to do some more members-only streams more officially where you guys are going to get some of these scoops that I've been leaking. Sometimes I don't want to put it out exactly, or sometimes I'm talking about stuff without it confirmed yet. I'm going to start giving you a special access to talk to me directly. Members only features are going to be there because you guys don't get it. YouTube sucks. YouTube does not help these things. And I've talked to other creators out there, and it really is the memberships, as Lewis can attest, as he's building up some over there at Nerd Report. The memberships make all the difference in the world when you guys support. So thank you so much, Maximilian, for stepping up and doing that. It means the world.
Awesome.
You are now funding this channel, becoming part of this family. Do we like the name Popcorn Planeteers? I want to talk about that later. Is that the right? I just sort of felt funny given I like the Captain Planet.
I like it.
But I want to make sure we got what are we really calling ourselves here? What is this community we're building? Lots to talk about tonight. But before we get into all the community building, which I'm going to do tonight with you guys, I want to talk about this topic. Let's start with the main event, and then we'll open up and have some more fun tonight with the rest of the live show. But guys, this main event today, this main topic was kind of crazy. And I want to thank Chris for sending this over. My Alfred couldn't join, I guess, tonight, but he's here in spirit, and he sent this topic over, guys. So I want to get your thoughts on the panel, and you guys in the chat. Will Star Wars and the MCU ever have a crossover? Marvel boss Kevin Feige weighs in. Now, before I tell you what they're going to say, what Kevin Feige has gone on record to add something here, I want to go to you panelists first. What do you think? Do you think this is possible? Do you think he would humor this? Do you think he's going to just be like, you never know? You think he's going to flat out say never? And if you know Lewis, don't say. But I guess I don't know if you did, Lewis. But Don, if you know his, did you hear his? Did either of you hear his quote yet?
Nope.
Lewis,
I kind of did, yes.
Okay, so Lewis, stay out of it. Don, let's go to you first. Do you think this is possible?
Yeah. I don't see why not. I mean, we're talking about a fantasy universe that is based off of two huge franchises that have already crossed over in comics, and on top of which they're owned by the same company. And secondly, they're kind of opening the gate by talking about like multiverse madness and like having multi-realities, and there's so many and possibilities in time travel. They're also talking about time travel. So really, all the keystones that they need are in place. They could bridge that gap if they wanted to.
And Lewis, would you want to see one before? Because
the only way I would want to see one is like WandaVision, where like she's in a Star Wars episode of The Mandalorian or something like that. Maybe the holiday special. Maybe she's in the holiday special in the 70s. Other than that, please God, no.
Please. All right, here. It depends on what it is, guys, where I gotta stand. I'm not gonna say flat out no, but now you just said it too, with WandaVision happening, with the multiverse about to explode, with Spider-Verse, etc., you could do a pretty badass one-off. I mean, I'm looking at this image right here with like Vader fighting Iron Man. I mean, damn, I kind of want to, yeah, of course there's something there. See, something with the Force trying to take on these heroes and sort of an alternate timeline, a what if type of scenario, one-off. Dude, we would lose our minds if we saw this. You nuts? So yeah, I mean, I'm not
fan film stuff though.
So,
That's
yeah,
not,
but no, but fan films never feel like they have the same oomph with the effects, and the budgets. So if Disney really went, all right, fine, let's do it. Let's do it right. Whoo, it could be epic. So, all right. So, but what did Kevin Feige say? But before we talk more about what could be, are we talking a pipe dream here? Kevin Feige assures us there will never be a Marvel Star Wars crossover.
I didn't know that.
The wound.
There will never be. Now, granted, Kevin Feige sometimes isn't always telling us what if he has something in here, he may want to keep it surprised. But here's what it is. Here's the quote. He spoke to Yahoo here. If you'd ask me if anything we're talking about right now was in the realm of possibility 20 years ago, I would have said, I don't think so. Feige tells us during a recent interview promoting yet another one of his MCU coups, the Disney spinoff WandaVision. But wait for the big but. But I really don't think so. I don't think there's any reason for it. And we're going to see some crossovers with shows, etc. And he's going to pen a Star Wars film. He did say at the end, any team up on screen, Feige invites you to revisit Patton Oswalt's hilarious pre-Force Awakens filibuster from season 5's Parks and Recs, in which he imagines Thanos, Tony Stark, Spider-Man, and the X-Men and Fantastic Four crashing episode 7 and linking the universes. That, Feige says, is probably as close as we'll ever get. And then here's Patton Oswalt getting in on the action. I tried. Kevin Feige assuring us it'll never happen. Is this the actual? Yeah. Oh, I wanted to hear the actual. They're just doing clips.
In anything other than the comics, Patton Oswalt has a great crossover.
Oh, here's Zoe.
Xavier. I like the X-Men, Star Trek: The Next Generation crossover comic with Picard and Xavier standing and looking at each other. As much as the next person, I don't know that that's necessary in anything other than the comics. Patton Oswalt has a great crossover routine from Parks and Rec that I'm sure you've seen. It's probably as close as we'll ever get.
Then we need at the edge of the
All right, I don't want to get dinged by Parks and Rec. Does he say anything else?
Something people are going to think about. What can you say about that new Star Wars movie you're working on?
Nothing at all.
He's like, nice try there, kid. Not happening. You're not getting anything out of me. But it is cool to hear him talk about these other. I don't know why it was so slow. Sorry if you guys didn't see it. Why is it? It should be there. Talking about seeing the Star Trek and X-Men crossover comic book. That's where this stuff typically happens, right? Mm-hmm. So, like that. That does feel weird, and that's sort of what we're pitching here. I mean, is there any version, Lewis, Don, where you're down? I mean, to me, like I said. Yeah, I mean, it totally depends, right, on the reasons. But of course, like Darth Vader taking on the Avengers, I'd watch the hell out of that.
As long as it's like it's known to be a spoof somehow, like other than WandaVision, but like a TV show. But if it's like a spoof and it's not canon, I guess it could work. Or I have a great idea: alternate universe. Tony Stark is Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, I like that. He could totally play.
It's Robert Downey Jr.
He totally could play it well. I mean, yeah, I don't know who would be against that. No, no, come on. I'm with it.
Well, here's the thing. A couple things. One, I still think that when I'm hearing from Kevin Feige, there's still a chance. Basically, he's like. If you caught me saying this stuff like 10 years ago, I would say not a chance. But and he's like, I'm saying it now, but in that tone, he's like, we don't know 10, 20 years from now if that's really something that would never be. So there's always that chance, even though he's flat out denying it. Secondly, like when you brought this up to me earlier about just the concept of Marvel versus Star Wars, my mind started racing. And I said it, Marvel already set the plant work in place, and like they have the what if series. So if they want to give people a taste, they don't have to technically do a movie. A movie would be fantastic. People would love a movie. They will go to the theater in a heartbeat just for that concept. But that'd be if you were told on the What If series that there was going to be an episode or maybe 2 episodes where they're going to cross over Star Wars and X-Men on a What If storyline, would you tune into Disney Plus to watch that?
Hell's yes.
Yeah, watch it. But
Yeah, come on, man. That's the seeds that you plant the seeds, and then you let it fester, let it grow, and you just reap the fruits of those.
You didn't say Hydra got some technology from the Empire, maybe. I don't know, but look,
no, there's a couple ways. Like Star Wars did it, where they have the World Between Worlds and Rebels, where they were traveling in time, and they were traveling to different locations in time, and they used it as with the Jedi, Ezra Miller, and even the Emperor was trying to do it. Get in there so you can use that to manipulate the time flow. And technically, Star Wars is always set in a time long ago in a galaxy far, far away. So what if that is a way to bridge the gap? And then if you're talking about the multiverse of madness, in the multiverse of madness, you have like a way to bridge that gap. And maybe, for all we know, Doctor Strange finds a thing that's similar to the World Between Worlds. And that's where you're in between and you can find these different paths.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with, like, how come Thanos never bumped into the Empire? Why didn't Galactus? It's kind of like, I don't know.
That's where you get into the time thing, because what if the Empire was expired before it got to the time of our age?
The only way I see it, and Kevin Feige is correct by saying he's not going to see it in 20 years, is if both franchises really tank. Like, they're done. They're over. So it's like,
that's
okay,
true.
That's
like when, that's the only time. What was the Amalgam comic series when DC and Marvel did combine? That's the only time it happened. But look at this image, man. This is kind of sick. I mean, granted, it has the Force Awakens people in it, but I don't know. There's something cool about mixing these
No,
worlds.
the only reason these two go together is because Disney marketing is so similar. Put this.
That's
I'm
true.
serious. Put in. They have the same artist doing both posters. Put in a mesh between the Avengers and the original trilogy, and I'll guarantee you it won't look as like they go together.
It's not the same effect. Yeah, it's just different budgets and stuff. That's why he tried to one up it in special editions. But yeah, look, is this going to happen? No. Should it happen? No. Could it be cool in the right hands? Sure. Anything is possible. And I do think the lightsabers versus Tony Stark, you're right, Lewis. It's a fan film, no matter how you cut it. But I think we're about to get into a world where we're going to see a lot of Marvel fan films, but with their budgets. I mean, that's what Spider-Man 3 is going to become. That's what Multiverse of Madness is going to become. It seems clear they're going to do. I got another scoop I'm about to drop soon. Just waiting some more info. But they're planning to do a lot of big crossovers, within their own characters, but surprises and big reveals in the movies upcoming. That, I mean, it's all starting to feel a little bit like a fan film. Like, oh, look who's coming back to this one, and oh, we brought this one back for that one, and oh, guys, guess who we pulled out of? Oh, look, and this actor from the other thing is coming in this one. I mean, Lewis, don't you feel like they are sort of turning into fan films already? So why not just throw Yoda and Darth Vader in one just to have the giggles?
I mean, within its own storyline, Rey being Palpatine's daughter is totally fan film stuff. But look, I prefer to see DC and Marvel team up, like Avengers and the Justice League and just have an intergalactic battle on Earth, different galaxies. That would be amazing. I see that happening before. I mean, more accepting, not happening, but I think that's funner. That would be funner than Star Wars. Star Wars is different. It's different vibe to me.
Different vibe. Don, your thoughts?
I still stand by it. I mean, the idea, like, here's the thing. I don't think they should rehash Darth Vader and bring him back, or like Luke Skywalker. It's a time where they can start bringing in the new generation. And let's be honest, the new generation needs all the help they can get. Right now, Marvel's in the lead on that for when we're talking about Star Wars. If they could bring in those guys and then revitalize those characters, then that'd be great for them. Or just bring in new characters like Mando.
Yeah.
If you had like Baby Yoda comes into the picture and he starts throwing around like a little little Spider-Man across the screen, and Spider-Man's trying to like use the spider sense, and you're like, that's just a version of the Force. He's like, no, it's my spider sense. There's ways that could be fun. Mando coming in and be like more space wizards.
Yeah, when you bring up a good point of like which Star Wars characters, because I don't really want the Force Awakens, I don't want the sequel trilogy characters there, to be honest. So
those are the ones that would fit in more with the Disney era, though. Because
you're right, but that's why I'm trying to think. Well, does Mando make sense? Maybe it might, right?
Star Wars is. I mean, Mando is very original trilogy vibe. I don't that one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, from a quality cinematic standpoint, it's closer. Is all I'm saying. Then it's hard to see some of those. You have to see the older Star Wars characters in the cinematic style. But yeah, do I need to see Mando in it? It would be kind of. I don't really want to see Mando in that with around superheroes. No. Mando around super crazy powerful people starts getting me. I get kind of worried what that becomes. Other Jedi's, Ahsoka and stuff coming forward maybe. But yeah, look, it's just not ready yet. At some point when Star Wars figures out what the hell to do with their movies, maybe.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's a fan film. But I think both properties are going to start doing fan films more, whether we call it that or not.
I feel Marvel still. I still feel like Marvel hasn't tapped into half their characters, and Star Wars still has to create characters.
Star Wars has to create characters. It's true.
Star Wars technically has a wealth of characters they just don't touch.
Well, but at the same token, it's like, okay, look, we got Mandalorian. He's awesome. I love the show, but it's Boba Fett. The design's Boba Fett.
Correct.
He acts like Boba Fett, and then they decided to bring in Boba Fett. Baby Yoda, he's Yoda. The child is Yoda. He's the most powerful Jedi. He's Yoda, but it's great though. I still love it. It's not. I'm not knocking it. But Ahsoka is a new character, but it's also from the cartoon. So as far as like creating new characters, I think Star Wars way behind as far as like catalog of characters. And I think Marvel, there's still things I've never heard of that are making their way into WandaVision that could be their own show.
I mean, WandaVision is still borrowing a lot of other old characters too, but. I mean, there's not one new character I'm excited about on WandaVision. It's the main four characters.
The Grim Reaper had a cameo in there. I never even heard of that character, and I looked it up. I go, wow, the helmet's there.
In WandaVision?
They had his helmet. Everyone thought it was Galactus. It wasn't.
Still wasn't. I don't think that's not a character for me yet. That's just a cameo, like a Easter egg.
But they're planting the seed. And then
no doubt, but I'm just saying they don't. Yeah, there's not a lot of original. They're pulling everybody from the comics, just like Star Wars is pulling everybody from the cartoons, or Thrawn from I guess that's cartoon, but even from the old stuff, the EU, they're pulling stuff from the EU that they're making canon because they can't figure out how to make their own new things. When they did with Force Awakens, it just didn't. It didn't work for enough of the people. We got lots more to talk about, but I am going to trim this part. If you didn't watch the whole stream, we got such a longer stream. Become a member, guys. That way you can always watch the replay later. If you're watching this on replay, why aren't you a member yet? Come on, support this channel, help it out, and get lots more access to lots more coming. So stay tuned for that information. Stay tuned. Thank you guys for tuning in to this. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about Henry Cavill back as Superman. What? And lots more news to go through here on Popcorn Planet Live. Catch us live every Thursday. We're here for like 2 hours. Thanks for watching, everybody. Live viewers, don't go anywhere.